I'm not upset that he's the second pitcher in this rotation, and their rotation is very deep. You look at the Mets, and you look at a lot of the teams. The Red Sox rotation is not deep this year.
No, the Red Sox rotation stinks.
Yes, the Blue Jays rotation, there's a lot of ifs in that rotation.
I do like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, the Blue Jays rotation, there's a lot of ifs in that rotation. They don't have a number one guy either. And that's something. They lost their number one guy to free agency.
They have a lot of twos. It seems like they have a lot of twos, and Alek Manoah, I think it has a ton of upside with them. He's definitely
I would say out of that whole division, the Yankees have the best pitching roster, a rotation in that whole division. So that's an advantage that the Yankees have.
You could also make a case to have the most complete pitching staff if you go from starters to bullpen. I think you were kind of just hitting on that one too. I think the Blue Jays rotation is formidable, though, because Ryu is like a 2. I mean, Berrios is a 2. Yeah, I mean, there's no clear-cut 1. I mean, Kevin Gausman, I don't think it's going to be as good as certain people think because he was bad in the AL East. His stuff is a lot better now, but I don't think he's going to be as dominant as he was for the Giants either.
Thank God the Yankees didn't bring him in. I don't like Gausman.
Kikuchi's whatever. I don't really think that's a big deal. I don't even think he's better than Steven Matz, honestly. So Manoah's going to be good, I think.
Steven Matz made the right decision going to St. Louis, by the way, because I think he fits very well over there, especially in that young rotation, and him being the third guy on that rotation. St. Louis is going to be a dangerous team. But to get back with the Yankees, I mean, when the Yankees made that trade for Donaldson, were you surprised that the Yankees took on a 2-year deal worth about $50 million, especially when they were talking about bringing Carlos Correa, and then Minnesota signs Carlos Correa to the 3-year, $105 million deal, and then the Yankee fans are jumping off the curb. But the Yankees did this purposely. They helped Minnesota get Carlos Correa, and we bring in an old Donaldson, who, by the way, hasn't looked healthy for the last 3 years, who, by the way, was still a top 5 third baseman and all in baseball last year, even with a short season. Were you surprised about that?
It wasn't that short of a season. I was surprised by the whole situation, to be honest with you. How it all went down was mind-boggling to me. Because, Donaldson played 135 last year, so I didn't see. I think all those concerns are really overblown. And 2019, he played 151 or something like that. 2020 was a shortened season, so if he missed time, whatever, who even cares, honestly? But I was really surprised he took on that money because I thought they would have used that in a different area. Overall, I've come to terms with this move. He's a huge upgrade over Gio Urshela, even defensively, despite what the eye test would say. The bat's way better, obviously. I was really surprised, not that we dumped Gary Sanchez, because I figured that would somehow happen. That one doesn't surprise me too much. I'm happy they actually did it, because I know there was people thinking they wouldn't do it.
Julian, did you know that Donaldson in Yankee Stadium is a career .333 hitter? He has 13 home runs in Yankee Stadium. He has more doubles and more triples in Yankee Stadium in the last 10 years than any player in all of baseball. So
as a visitor,
as a visitor,
wow.
Yes.
That's how do you figure that one out?
Well, I did my research. I did my research when the Yankees made that move, where everybody was jumping off the bridge. I was looking at his numbers in Yankee Stadium, and now I could see why Cashman decided to make that move and bring him in.
Kills to the Fenway Park, which is another.
That's another place too. I think he has 10 home runs in Fenway Park in the last 7-8 years. So
that's fun. You know, he's going to be comfortable hitting in Toronto because he played there for a while. So that's cool too. I hope he does well in Tampa Bay. Baltimore is kind of a given. I would think, they're moving the fences back over there. But here's the thing that really surprised me about it. The first thing is that IKF's, I thought he was off the table once the Rangers traded him. I was like, we're going to get Trevor Story because they sent him to Minnesota. Who the hell thought he would get flipped like a day later to the Yankees? And then
that was a good move, by the way. IKF, bringing him in. Good hitter, very good defensive, very underrated defensive player. The Yankees have gotten
bread and butter.
Yes, the Yankees have gotten better defensively, a lot better defensively this offseason, which is a benefit.
So true. He has good speed, like we said before. They got better defensively at shortstop, catcher, first base. They'll have Rizzo for a full season. Jay Bruce opened the year with us last year, so that's a huge upgrade in itself. Joey Gallo, I know, Jay Bruce. I can't believe it. Joey Gallo.
I'm a Mets fan. I lived through Jay Bruce.
Wow. But Joey Gallo.
The Yankees have at least 3 or 4 possible Gold Glove defensive players on that roster. By the way, Aaron Hicks is back this year. So
that's big
if he
too,
can stay healthy, I mean, he's a great defensive player too.
Hicks is a big X factor. I really hope his health holds up. It's long overdue. And for Gallo in left field, we know he's a solid defender as well. Judge is a Gold Glove caliber defender, and IKF, that's three people right there.
Rizzo, LeMahieu. Donaldson has won a Gold Glove before. This is a good defense.
It's a welcome change because last year we saw a lot of.
They were terrible. Let's be honest. The last 5 years, the Yankees defense has been horrible.
Especially last year took the cake. Like that and the base running situations. I think we also got better base runners too now. Finally, Gio was slow as anything, not good base runner. Gary Sanchez, we already know. There's no need to say anything there. Luke Voigt had broken down knees. He couldn't even move properly. And
I like Luke, but he didn't fit in this roster.
Yeah, he had to go. Like he had to go wrong.
They got a good player for him too. I really like this kid, JustinLang. And if the Yankees could develop him, the stuff that this kid has, I mean, you're talking about 4. Yeah, he's got 4 pitches. I did my homework
on him too. At first, I was like, "What the hell? Like, who is this guy?" I was like, "It looks like a money dump." And I was like, "No, it's a little bit better than that." Although I say it was a money dump because they didn't get back any major league salary and they cleared his money off the books. Like that's how I refer to it, as a money dump in that essence. But taking on Donaldson's money was surprising to me. The Twins getting Carlos Correa.
He's going to be, by the way, Lang's going to be better than Paddock. He's going to be better than Paddock. I'm telling you right now. Well, thank God the Yankees didn't get Paddock because Paddock looked horrible. He hasn't looked good since his rookie season. Paddock.
Yeah, he's like a 4 or 5, honestly. He doesn't really move the needle too much.
No, he's horrible, man.
I'm okay with passing on him, like I said. Now, for the one thing with Minnesota and Carlos Correa, I don't think anyone thought that was coming. No. It happened till like 2 a.m. I was like, what the hell? Like Minnesota. Like I thought it was a joke at first. And then I saw it getting confirmed. I was like, wow, okay. He does a 1-year deal. Basically, he can opt out. He just wanted to get his 35 this year. Yeah, he's going to opt out 100%. Boris gets all the money now, too. Like, I know what they did. And he doesn't want us to be with Minnesota. Like, they were the only team that were willing to let him go for a year, I guess. Apparently, Baltimore was interested, but they wouldn't give him the early opt-outs.
The Yankees were interested in him, too. But here's the thing. With the Yankees, with the depth the Yankees have in their farm system with Volpe, Peraza, and now the kid that they got from the Dominican Republic, who's arguably one of the best prospect defensive players.
And Sweeney and Vargas, too. You have 5 guys in there.
I mean, they have a ridiculous amount of depth. The Yankees are going to have to trade some of them because they're just not going to be able to keep them.
Yeah, they're going to have to go for Peraza and the others. Volpe's going to end up staying.
Yes, Volpe's the guy. I think Volpe's their future. I think Volpe's the future, yeah.
I got to see him in spring training because I was in the minor league complex. Definitely worth all the hype. Going to be down in Somerset tomorrow doing some media stuff. I should hopefully get to interview him. We'll see if he's available. I'm hoping. But other than that, back to Carlos Correa and the Twins. I don't think that's the worst outcome for the Yankees. I mean, I don't think that hurts them too much in theory. When are the Yankees afraid of Minnesota? Not to just use all the playoff numbers and everything, but I'm never afraid of Minnesota. I mean, they can have like an all-star team. I mean, who cares? I mean, their pitching's not even good really. Sonny Gray's their ace. I mean, their hitters are actually formidable. I'll give them that, but it's not going to be enough. Like, they're taking our scraps and they're adding Carlos Correa, and we're taking the money for Josh Donaldson. I mean, all right, let's go.
So
it's not like Correa ended up on the Red Sox or like back to Houston or someone that could really.
Well, Trevor Story is on the Red Sox, and that infield is definitely. But we know where Trevor Story after next year will be the shortstop, and what's his name again? Bogarts will be gone. He'll be going somewhere for free agency because there's no way they're re-signing him, especially given what they gave Trevor Story. The's no way. Trevor Story's got to like.
They're going to have to give Devers a contract extension. Too,
yes, right? Devers will, but they're not bringing Bogarts back. I can guarantee you, especially what they gave Trevor Story. No way.
I think you're right there. I do agree with you on that.
So speaking of contracts, one of the guys that has to be signed is Aaron Judge, and had one of his healthiest seasons and a great season, 39 home runs, 98 RBIs, hit 287 last year. Now, we've seen in baseball the corner outfielders not getting paid as much, and also these older hitters, especially right-handed hitters, not get paid as much. So what do you think will be the expectation for the annual value that he'll get and the duration, how long the contract will be for him?
All right, Aaron Judge extension talk is the hottest topic in Yankee land right now, especially since spring training is over, so I'll throw my 2 cents into the ring here. I think you're looking at 7 to 8 years, somewhere in the range of 230 to 260, maybe even like 270 or something.
Too much. I think the Yankees won't do that.
it's gonna take a lot because they're already saying it's gonna be over $30 million a year. He probably wants at least 8 years. I'm assuming they're stuck at 7 right now. I'm gonna assume the Yankees are probably trying to hardline 7, and he probably wants at least 8. It's not gonna be a 10-year deal because of his age. So I would be surprised.
You ready to know my prediction? Say the Yankees get him at 6 years, and he will get $36 to $37 million a year. I think the Yankees will give him top money right off the bat. So? Yes, I do, because I can't see Brian Cashman giving him more than a 6-year deal. I
can see 7 as the lowest, just because if you do your plan, it's going to mess up their salary cap, and you know how they're frugal with that, unfortunately.
I don't think they're frugal. I just think they overpaid for Gerrit Cole, and because of that, They got to figure it. They got to want and die because they got to pay Gleyber Torres soon. Or they got to decide what they're doing with Gleyber.